This video was cut from a longer video where I did every maintenance activity in the manual. If you want to check that one out, link up top, link in the description. Make sure the motor is stable, it's not going to fall over on you while you work. And make sure that the trim on the motor is locked. You don't want it tilting down into position while you've got your fingers under there. Enjoy the video. I'm to change the lower end unit gear oil. Do that every 100 hours. Do this once a season, definitely before you store it for the winter. Sometimes if you have a bad seal, water will get in your oil in the lower end unit, and when it freezes over the winter, it'll crack, and definitely not a good thing to crack your lower end unit. Here is the oil level port. Here is the fill and drain port here. It's important that you fill from this lower port because that helps push all the air up out of here when you're filling it with oil. There's a lot of pockets around the gears, and by pushing the oil from the bottom up, it pushes all that air out. If you have the bottom plug in and you fill from the top, sometimes it'll keep those air pockets in place. So always good to fill from the bottom. That's what it's there for. That's what it's meant to do. First step is to break loose the oil port, and then we'll break loose the bottom drain and fill port. We want to keep this guy in because when we pull this out, that will prevent it from venting, and that will hold the oil in until we get that plug out all the way and we can get a bucket under there. I'm going to take the lower plug out. So you can see it's holding it pretty well. Now I'll take this out and the oil will start flowing. Alright, we got oil flowing now. Alright, that is all drained out. Sample the oil, make sure there's no metal shavings. Make sure there's no water. That is beautiful. We're going to put the gear oil into the lower port, and then we're going to squeeze until we see it coming out of the upper, and then we'll put the plug in to create a kind of a suction, prevent it from venting and draining out. All right, keep filling. All right, it's coming out. See those air bubbles? We can get those air bubbles out. Put this guy back on. Isn't too much. Tighten this down. I'm gonna get pretty snug. One thing you don't want to do though is you don't want this to suck back out, because if this sucks back out, you're gonna suck oil back down. And then what I do at the end, I just kind of top it off a little bit. Once you got the plugs back in, give it a wipe. Look for any leaks. Key points for replacing the lower end unit oil. You want to do it before winter, just in case you have water. You want to fill from the bottom, always, to make sure you push all the air pockets up. If you're using a tube like I am, once you get oil out of that level port there, make sure you don't let go of that tube or it's going to suck the oil down. You're going to think there's oil in there, but it's going to end up back in the tube of gear oil. When you're done filling from the bottom, you either got to be quick and put the bottom one back in, or you put the top one in. That'll prevent it from venting, and that'll buy you a little bit more time to put the bottom one in without all the oil rushing out. Overall, pretty simple. I would recommend investing in a pump. That way you can pump, see it coming out, keep pressure on there. You've got a pump, it'll stay down in position, keep pressure. There won't be any suction that you got to worry about. So overall, pretty simple.